Hey everybody, it's Wolfpack again. I'm going to drop another video. Um, this video is entitled QAnon and shit hitting the fan. I've seen some posts on this in the last few days, and I've started to do some research. Just to give you an update. I don't know if you guys care, but anyway, California is on fire, and I can't believe how drastic those pictures look. Prayers go out to anybody from California or any family over there. I mean, I don't know. I've been trying to tell the Californians to get the hell out of there for a long time. But anyway, and I live in Southeast Texas, which is close, which is right north of Houston, and we're getting sleet and snow. Figure that shit out. Huh? That never happens. Anyway, gives you a kind of idea what I'm going through right now. Anyway, QAnon. I've seen a lot of videos come on today and yesterday, and I've been analyzing the hell out of them, and made a video about that we were missing what QAnon was trying to tell us. Now, today I've confirmed on a few videos is that we're still missing the pitch on this a little bit. Purpose of this video is maybe to just take a breath, take a back, think a little bit, and just listen and see if you are falling into this trap. This is nothing negative to say about anybody doing research about QAnon, because I fully understand the frustration. Because the fact is, it is so easy right now with everything going on. Every day something's happening. I mean, we got another senator resign, and we got one down today. I mean, there's so much shit that's going on. We got fires in California. We had floods in Harvey. There's so much information out there for us to research. And basically, what he's realizing or what he's trying to tell you is keep your eye on the prize. Now, what I mean by this, I said this in my other video, but I'll reiterate it for you, is that today came out that we don't know. There's a lot of individuals that are questioning whether QAnon actually exists, or if he's another person, or maybe there's a conglomerate of people, that are posting under his name on 4chan. Also, we've actually got word today that 8chan, I've never been on that. I don't know about that, but anyway, we'll check it out tonight. But anyway, apparently he's posting some stuff on 8chan too. Well, please, if you just do me a favor, don't get lost up in the message. What I mean by that is that I see people that are actually going through these posts, and they're actually counting the number of commas and the colons, and if the R's upside down or the T sideways or something or whatever they can grammatically, whatever, trying to figure who this guy out is where he's at, whatever. People are trying to figure out who he is, where he works, so all these kind of things. So my point is this, is that you're concentrating on the wrong thing. Instead of doing the research and looking at where he is, who he is, what he does, whatever, all that shit, why don't you just look at what he posts and spend as much time as you spend on trying to figure who he's out, on what he's actually saying. Part of his messages that he puts out is generated to make sure you don't forget. He references the Saudi purge, and that's what it was. All those princes and all that shit, yeah, that was a purge. Somebody pissed the Saudis off and told them, get your shit in order. But my point is not to get off the subject, is that what he's doing is he's reminding us of the past. Because we can't look into the future if we don't understand what's happened in our past, recent past. I can understand where QAnon is getting frustrated because he doesn't want to send a message. What he wants to do is, and he assumes that people will go through and not care so much about who he is, but the message he's providing. Yes, he's providing us breadcrumbs. Yes, it's frustrating. Because it's like reading a book, and you finish one chapter, and you're like, okay, now next, and what? Oh, I gotta read some more. It's like that. We were frustrated because he's not hitting us all at one time with all this crap. Now we're questioning the messenger. And there's nothing wrong with that. What the issue is that we're listening to the message that this messenger is sending. I personally don't care who QAnon is. A girl, guy, I don't know, whatever you call yourself. I don't really care who he is. I don't care where he comes from. I don't care who his daddy is. I don't care where he works or where he has worked or whatever. What I do care about is me understanding the information he's sending me. And not get lost in the sauce to where I'm picking out commas and looking at R's and I'm looking at T's and I'm looking at speculating while I'm reading between the lines. This is not what he's trying to do for you to create between the lines. What he's asking you to do is write it down, do your research, and don't fill in your lines yourself from your head. Research it and find out. In other words, what he's trying to do is make you think outside the box to a level that we haven't ever thought of before. I remember the movie, and I keep saying it over time. Okay, we're through the looking glass, people, and that's what's happening with QAnon, is that we have the opportunity to look through the looking glass. It's right there in front of us. No, it's not coming out and telling you a story. No. Imagine if somebody would come out and put all this down in a comprehensive folder and release it. We've learned our lesson on that, Assange. No. We've seen what happens to those individuals. So this is a different approach. I have saved as many posts as I can. I've gotten some good feedback from everybody. Tracy Benz, I want to give a shout out. I want to say hello. I do enjoy your videos. Sometimes over there you kind of get lost in the sauce here, because the fact is that you kind of read more into it than what's actually there, and that's just constructive criticism, because everybody's doing it. Even I am doing it, and I'm not shit. I ain't perfect. Hell, you know, who the hell am I? Y'all don't really care. I just want to see if I got something to say that you can make sense. But I didn't mean to comment on me personally, but I do like the videos, and I do like the information, and plus it gives me another source to where I can actually look and see the post. So maybe, just maybe, if we slow down and we stop wondering who this guy is, why don't we start understanding the message? And instead of making videos concentrated on him because he doesn't want to be in the limelight, or he would have gone by a different handle and called him, hey, it's me, look up here, me. Shoot me in the ass. Government, come get me. He doesn't want to be exposed right now. Maybe one day, maybe not. But we can't let that get in our way of actually doing the research on the messages that he's sending us. Now, all we have to do is take a step back, look at the board. You ever worked a math problem and you're like, you know what, you come back and you're like, shit, where'd I miss that? You know, that shit's wrong. Oh, that's what I did. Okay. So what we kind of need to do here is take a step back and breathe. Okay. And go over the information that we know. And go over the information that we don't know, and let's research. If you have to ask questions, it's okay. Because there's all of us are going through the same thing. This has not been, this time of period, if you look at it right now, this has not been a time period that so many things have happened in this short period of time. Which brings me to my, so, with that being said, please take a look at QAnon. Don't write him off just yet. Don't question whether he's real or a robot or whatever. All you should concentrate is on the message that he's sending. And the time frame that he's sending it. And what he's saying. And if there's a connection between each individual post. The answers are not going to be found in one original post. The answers are going to be found out at the research that we provide, that we pay attention the whole entire time. So that brings me to my next subject. When shit hits the fan. I don't know what YouTubers are saying when shit hits the fan, or how the shit hits gonna fan. I don't even know how I said that. Shit hits the fan. How it's gonna affect us. What it's gonna look like. All the shit that they're coming back and speculating on. People, look around you. It's already freaking here. We have gotten so much information that it's created chaos. And we cannot establish one thing from the other, or if they tie in together. I can't tell you how important Mandalay Bay is and how this investigation, or lack of, affects this nation. I fully believe, and everybody says, I got friends in here, I got friends with that, I got friends whatever. I got a lot of friends, but you know what? I'll make up my own damn mind. I don't have to validate myself by saying that, you know what, I got a friend in the CIA, and that son bitch is talking. I got him drunk last night, and guess what? He was telling me all kind of shit. Hey, I'm drunk, making shit up. Anyway, I digress. Look around. It's already happening. Let's go over some points that I want to get addressed for you to think about. Is the way I've thought about them, man. It's like I just light bulb went off in my head. Mandalay Bay, no investigation. It's just off board. It's off the chain. It is off the grid. Said this before. No investigator, I don't care who you are, can crack or get allowed any information out of that. People, this is huge. Since when in America can officials get away from hiding the truth and ignoring an investigation and not even saying anything about this, about if they're even investigating? Who's in charge? Who do we call to get answers? Nobody. This right here sets a precedence for the way things are going to be handled in the future. We've got senators every day who are resigning before their name comes out about sexual harassment because they know it's true and know that they're going to get charged with it sooner or later. So they just resign their position. Why did they resign? Because that is the way that they can go to the court and say, look, I don't need to go to jail. I had to resign this position. How about giving me probation? I don't believe in that, because I would like to stress to these individuals that these individuals that were taken advantage of, sexually abused, or whatever the case may be, as far as it went, they don't get probation to think they don't get probation not to think about it. They have to think about it every day. It affects their lives. It affects their relationships with their significant other, because it is something that someone has to overcome, because their whole idea of sex was their idea of sex was changed by someone else in power. That's a crime against humanity. I watched today Senate hearings. I've been a big fan of those. I've watched the hearings. And no matter what grandstanding goes on, how dramatic Trey Gowdy is, or Jordan, even Louis Gohmert got on the soapbox today. It doesn't matter how dramatic and how entertaining these hearings are. What the problem is that we're holding these hearings and we're being charged by the trillions and we're getting no answers. We have an FBI who would be up your ass in a heartbeat if you didn't disclose any information that had to do with a crime. They've got subpoenaed documents they're supposed to give up, and they won't do it. You got wording put by an individual who worked for the Hillary campaign that exonerated her in Comey's statement. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you realize this or not, but this statement was produced before the last witness even testified. The hearing wasn't even halfway through, but they exonerated her. Shit hit the fan, people. It's here. We have got 1% of the elite. They own 40%, 45%, I'm sorry, 45% of the wealth in our country. The rest is just divvied out to us. Now, does that have anything to do with analyzation of QAnon or whatever? No, not really. But in my world, yes, it does, because the fact is that just by reading his post, it's a wake-up call for me. I realize that I can't just focus on one issue and one issue alone, because I'm going to miss something that's actually happening around me that's going to be a piece of that puzzle. I know for everybody out there who's on YouTube, I know this shit ain't happening fast enough. The information's not coming out fast enough. But it's meant to do that on purpose. Because I'm telling you right now, and I'll predict this, if we knew all the information that they're hiding from us and we got it all at one time, there would be riots in the street and martial law would be declared, have to be declared immediately. The CIA has been warned. The Marines landing at Langley were a show of force to the CIA, putting them on notice. That's all it was. I don't know what they're actually doing, but I do know that there was a coup d'etat in the making. That's something we might want to take a look at too. But then again, like I said before, all YouTubers, we can't concentrate on everything, because if we do, we'll batshit crazy. I don't know about you, but I'm like one of the YouTubers that I listen to. It's like, I can't sleep until I get this shit in my head. Right, I gotta have some answers. Well, what happens when you ask one question, then you got 20 questions on top of that? Well, shit, you'll be up here all night. Hell, all day. Shit. Mama's got to bring me hamburgers and shit for me to eat. But it's that important to me because I gotta know why. I gotta know what's going on around me, because if I'm not, I don't feel safe in my environment. People tell me it's my PTSD. Well, yeah. Right now, I believe every American looking around the door when this shit's hitting the fan, everybody's got PTSD for a little bit, because we don't know what's going to come next, and we don't like not knowing the future. We have to resolve it in our head, because we have to have an answer, even if that answer is wrong. Patience is something that we have a problem with. So shit hitting the fan, it's already here, people. The issue that we have in front of us is that we are so busy as researchers, are so ecstatic when we solve the problem, or we find out what this information is telling us. All that time and effort that we put into it, boom, there's the answer. Then there's two facets that go along with it. Number one is getting the word out, telling other people, telling other people in a way that they'll understand it, so they'll actually maybe not 110% believe you, but at least look at the points. I don't know if any of you noticed, but YouTube views have gone down at least 60% on every video that I look at or everybody that I follow. We have no more live YouTube anymore. I don't know if you recognize this, but ever since something happens, or a disaster, or something worth newsworthy happens, it takes 45 minutes to an hour for it to appear on MSN. Time it. Our greatest news source that we have right now to alert us is Twitter. Think about that for a second. The reason why is because of us, because we started trending, because we started asking questions, where do we find this information? Now when disasters happen, we used to pop up and go to a local news station and boom, we got live coverage. Or at least they're reporting on it. Today in the fires, I was going to check up on the fires, and I've been promised for an hour that they were going to give me an update on the fires. Hell, all I watched was the damn weather. Please, people, don't let us fall into the same trap that mainstream media fell into. To where somebody dictates, tell us what we can and what we can't say. What we can and what we can't think. If we get a little static, we get a little pressure from the powers that be, and I'm thinking YouTube, Google, whoever, all the major platforms. Fight back, but how do we do that? Beat them at their own game. Ban my channel, hell, I'll make another one. Ban my handle, I'll make another. I exposed, and I don't want to go into my personal struggle, but in closing, I want everybody to know that I am kind of worth the shit. I'm worth my salt. I have just done 3 months worth of research on the town of Huntington, Texas. It's located in Angelina County. I did not understand what was wrong with these people. I didn't get it. I didn't get that people didn't talk, or they didn't wave, or they just were like, freaking, I don't know, or just they were here, but they were just afraid of something. So I started attending meetings, city council meetings, school board meetings. I was trying to figure out what the hell was wrong with these people. I just moved in like 5 years ago, and I'm shit. What am I, moving in one of them neighborhoods where I come in, you can't get out? Pretty much that's what I found out. So basically what I've done through my research is that I'll give you what I am proud of today. One, I stopped, personally by myself, I stopped the city council from initiating a ordinance, which they call the law, stating that little girls could not play softball on Sunday. It was bad for the appearance of the town, and they should be in church. They were going to put that into an ordinance. No idea, no explanation how they were going to enforce it. They were actually getting ready to take a vote on it to pass it. I spoke up. I said, you can't do that against the law. Immediately, I was arrested, leaving the room, out, leaving the area. I said, fucking bullshit. I was immediately accosted by the cops and slammed into the freaking wall, so there's no vulgarity here. Hell, I'm the only one that heard it. You and me the only one that heard it. But all of a sudden, there were 6 cops. Come to find out that they were warned that I was going to be speaking at the meeting, and here they come. Waiting. Like some freaking riot was going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, there was only 3 people in the freaking room. So I was arrested for interrupting the meeting that I wasn't even in, that nobody warned me about, that I was interrupting the meeting. I just stopped them from breaking the law. I go to trial on that in January. I could have paid the fine, but I'm not, because the fact is I want to jam up the court system after this bullshit, because this way it sends a message to the law enforcement officers. Do not think because we are citizens that we are intimidated by your gun and your badge, because if you're breaking the law, we're going to be the first one to say it. It's called making a stance. For me, shit hit the fan. The next thing is I actually exposed the fact is that the city council rose water bills 19% across the board. Doesn't sound like much. It's about $25 an household, but 26% of our people that live in this county are not employed. Or 26% of our town, 26% of them are not employed. The ones that are, they're 40% to 50% on the poverty line. But also, the main kicker is this, is that I expose the fact is that, you know what, you're actually putting a rate hike on water that has been contaminated since 2014, listed with 7 contaminants in this water that are linked to cancer. I expose that. Still waiting on the answer from the EPA, but apparently that's okay, because why? What did I expose to the most? A lot of other things that I actually accomplished, but the one that I'm most proud of is that when I got down to it, after all my research and all my lines have been drawn and everything that I've done, I come back to one damn thing, the simplest thing. When I turned left at a red light to go get some gas, I looked over immediately to my right on the east, and there was a Freemason lodge. It all started to make sense then about this town. It all started to make sense about the tactics that I'd researched and actually how they were using on the town. So I posted it. I posted an article saying that Freemasons were alive and well. Here's what they were doing. Here's why I thought it was wrong for this town. This is what is going on. This is why you're being forced to move out. This is why you're going to jail on bullshit charges. This is why you're not allowed to speak, because you're worried about what somebody says or going to say to another person. Because the fact is that, you know what, when you're talking to people around here, you're talking to 2 people. Everything you goes back to that freaking lodge. So how did I all know this? How did I prove this or whatever? Well, I posted the article on my Facebook page. If you want to look it up, it's Huntington, Texas, Facts and Proof. Become a friend and I'll promote your business. I'll even promote you. I look for friends because I want to be able to explain or we get out the information that I'm actually experiencing here, because you're not going to fucking believe it. Because for me, shit hit the fan with this. But the proof positive was the day that I got a message that our entire Economic Development Commission are all females. They are all linked to the Eastern Star Lodge, which is a female group of Masons who have started their own lodge because they're the male lodge, and women are not allowed to be members. I was dropped that tip. Come to find out is that I have I know a buddy or somebody, whatever, but anyway, my Facebook page had been hacked. I knew a person who could help me out on that. Trace the IP address. I don't know what all he did. I don't want to know. He don't want me to know neither. He just says, "What's your problem? I'll fix it. Here you go." I don't ask no question. I think that's what you call friends in low places. He came back with me with 2 IP addresses who had hacked my Facebook page. And both of them were 2 ladies on the Economic Development Commission who work for the who are members of the Eastern Lodge. I'm not saying that they are just members of the lodge. I'm talking about 2nd degree shit. So if anybody's interested in it, and the fact is that this is the link that Masons will go to shut you up, this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is where my shit hits the fan. Trying to keep my videos short. I had something to say. For you guys that don't know me, this is one of my ways to handle my PTSD, because if not, I'll go out there and friggin' run butt naked up and down the road trying to kill Hodges with my buck knife. It's been done before. It's one of the main reasons I had to stop drinking. Medication, drinking, PTSD, figure that shit out. But in closing to this, let's take a look around. Let's try, if you can, to take it all in and try to put it all in perspective. And let's be patient enough to get all the information we can, pertinent information, to where we can make our own critical decision. I think it's a waste of time if we continue to try to boast our research on who QAnon is, who QAnon Patriot is. That's another name that comes up. And start just listening to the message. I don't know who this guy is, and I don't really want to know. I don't know if he's a fraud or he's a fake. But however, what I do know is that when I read shit and I look at shit that he tells me, it makes me want to ask questions. And it makes me want to research. And when I do, I'm not liking what I see. Because it's telling me the truth. Based on what I can gather. Sit back, take a breath. Let's look at this, because when shit hits the fan, which it's already here, like I said, it's going to get worse. We have already seen the first part of censoring of social media. YouTube, there's no live videos anymore. People's posts are getting pulled, demonetized, banned. Why? Because you got too close. Because you're getting too close. If you start taking flack from the powers that be on your web pages, you are right over the target. You are right over the target. You need to have an outlet valve, a safety valve, if you will. A person that you can trust. Now, they're hard to find nowadays, I know. Make them aware and document everything you do. Keep it in a folder. And if they're coming after you, make sure that you present this person you can trust with this folder. Because this is not over just with Trump. Do not think that he's going to come in and solve every problem, because I tell you, there will be a revolt against Trump. There will be martial law. It depends on who enforces it. You need to go ahead and make preparations. The good Lord always shows me something, and what he's told me is this, is that, you know what, my experience with the Masons really doesn't matter to you. But when I look at my experience there and I plug it into what's happening now, it's the same damn thing, only on a larger scale. Much larger scale. So, please follow me, Huntington, Texas Facts and Proof on Facebook. Yeah, become a member and I promote your business. I'll promote you, give you shouts out. I always mention you in a conversation. I don't have very many members, like 300 something, but hey, it's a small town. Let's put it this way. I've got, more people in my group than voted in this town last election. Because they're scared to be showing up at a polling place. I'm not going to plead and ask you to come to my rescue or help me fight my battles. All I want you to do is recognize that it's going on now. And it's starting in small areas and it's working its way up. QAnon is trying to let us know that it's here and we can recognize it, but it's going to get worse. This shit is not over with yet. My only question is that everybody from Congress has to resign. Who the hell takes over? I'll vote for Tracy Bean. Yeah. I don't know why. I have a hard time whenever she's on because the fact is, you know what? She's talking and it's like, I'm looking and I'm like, shit, I lose concentration. But I guess maybe that's sexist. But anyway, I guess maybe sometimes some women like to know that they appeal to a broader audience, I guess. Huntington, Texas Facts and Proof. Look me up. Hit me with a membership. Everybody's approved. You want to like on your page, hit me up. I'll like you on your page because I need to have as many people, because exposure people is the government, the deep state's worst enemy. Do not let them shut us up. If you're going down for whatever reason and you're getting flack, reach out to somebody. Say, hey, I need help. I need help to get these assholes off my back. I need somebody to listen to tell you what's going on so we can spread the word so it don't happen to anybody else. Like I said, look me up. Thank you for listening. Or if you like anything, hit the like button. If you didn't, dislike it. Leave me a comment. However, the fact is that remember Mandalay Bay? We still got questions we ain't got no damn answers to. Take a look at everything that's going on around you and see that everything that's happening around you is freaking relevant. It's pointing you in a direction where we need to start paying attention. Remember Mandalay Bay? Look me up on Huntington, Texas Facts and Proof on Facebook. If I've got a couple pages there you want to link. If you're in business, I can actually promote you there, all free. I ain't about the money. I'm about to get that shit done. You guys have a good evening. Like I said, it's sleeping in Houston. I'm going to go out there with my dog and watch him slide around. Thank you, guys. Holler at you later.